Don't let me walk on you tonight.
What's going on, y'all? It's your boy TruckerBwoyNobie back at it again with another video. My surroundings a little different today. I'm actually in a bedroom here. I said let me record this for y'all real quick. But just wanted to let y'all know week 3 is over and your boy is here to tell you everything that happened on week 3. I'm gonna pop a picture here and here somewhere on the screen so y'all could just get a quick view of what happened. So just stay tuned. We got some more stuff to tell y'all. We want to keep y'all in the limbo and stuff of what's been going on. But yeah, y'all don't want to miss it. Aha! So as y'all can see, we had a crazy week last week. The beginning of our week, we started off with the load picking up in New Hampshire. We picked that up actually Friday before we parked the truck. It was an auction load we picked up at IAA in New Hampshire. A total of 9 cars. They were going down to Carvana and Delanco, I think, New Jersey. The load was paying $2,800 to the truck. We had that load sit on the truck over the weekend. Monday morning, we hopped in the truck. We drove that down to Carvana. We got that load off the truck in Carvana. Then we drove empty down to Baltimore, loaded up a load of Mazdas, and we spent the night in Maryland. From there, we brought those cars up to Poughkeepsie, New York. And that load was paying $1,900 to the truck. That was 9 units. From there, we deadheaded back to Baltimore and picked up another 9-car load. That was going to it was a 2-stopper. I believe it was one stop in Connecticut. No, my mistake. It was one stop in Albany, New York, and then another stop at the stop that I showed you in the last video in Massachusetts, Pittsfield, I think. We delivered that load paid, I believe, about another $2,000. I want to say like $2,100. From there, we went over to Selkirk, where I brought you guys in the last video. We loaded up 9 cars there, and we delivered those cars to Connecticut. That's when we went to Connecticut. It was a 2-stopper. We delivered those Nissans over there. We went to Nissan and Honda. I believe it was like 5 Hondas and 4 Nissans. Pathfinder, 2 Rogues, and it was something else. You'll see it in the video. We got those off. That was paying, I think, about $1,000 or $1,100. All in all, when we added it up for the past week, we got a total of $7,300 onto the truck. When you do the math on that, we took home about somewhere between $1,500 and $2,000 for that week. So I don't know, car hauler terms, that's a pretty good week for take home for the week. But now I'm gonna pop a few videos, let you see what we did on those loads. Just a few pictures. I didn't have much videos this week. I'll put those in now. Yeah.
Let me walk on you tonight. Don't let me walk on you tonight.
All right, so you saw what we did. You saw the loads. I just want to add in there, in addition to those, I'm going to add what we did on Friday. Before we left the yard, we loaded up a 10-car load. That was the first 10-car load I've ever seen. We had 3 on the tractor up top, 1 on the back in the 7th position, and then, you know, the regular 6 on the trailer. It was pretty interesting seeing how you load it. In my opinion, I don't think it's worth the money of adding that extra car on there. It takes like an extra almost hour just to fight to put that thing on there and then to fight to get to height. I don't actually think it's worth maybe the $40-50 you're gonna get pulling it. But we did it for the experience, and it was pretty cool. But I'll pop a few pictures of that right here so you can see it, what we did, how we went about it. I think I have a small video clip us coming down the height. I'll put that in here as well. And I'll get back with you guys to tell you the announcement of what's going on. Some big things has happened, and I want to let you guys know everything. So stay tuned.
Don't let me walk on you tonight. Don't let me walk on you tonight. You. Don't let me walk on you tonight. You. Don't let me walk on you tonight. You. Don't let me walk on you tonight. Don't let me walk on you tonight.
Okay, y'all, so I am back. Like y'all saw, that was the tank car load that we loaded up Friday. That load is paying, honestly, I think the load is paying about $2,000, and that load is going up to upstate New York. As you can see with that load was a lot different than what we've been doing with the 9-car loads. With adding that extra car there on top of the tractor, it ended up adding about a good hour on our load time. Usually we can get that truck loaded with me and the trainer in about an hour and a half to 2 hours. That includes going to get the cars and loading them on one by one and strapping them as other persons get in the car. But with putting this car on there, it really added an extra hour because we had to make sure we got those straps on, pulled everything up out the way to get the other cars on, which added a lot more time. I don't think it's worth the money like I said in the video, but it was good for the experience. Also, in addition to that, I want to add that those cars were picked up at our home yard. So once we finished loading those cars up, we just parked the truck and we were out for the weekend. So that was the reason why I didn't really do much recording. But as you can see in that last clip that I showed you there, we did something called a turn test. So we loaded up the truck and then we actually made a hard right-hand turn and a hard left-hand turn. And that was just to check the clearance between the tractor and the trailer, just to make sure none of the cars would be touching together while we're making turns, because honestly, you never know when you're going to certain areas, construction zones, stuff like that. Maybe on a detour, you might have to make a hard left or a hard right turn. So we just did that to be safe, just to cover our end if something was to happen. And this is the part where this video and this whole channel is going to take a left. So at the beginning of this week, as you can see, I only recorded on one day because honestly, at the beginning of this week, I was, honestly, I don't want to say I was depressed, but I was just really second thinking my decision of coming on board with United Road. Not necessarily because of anything that the job has done or anything management has done or my trainer has done. Everyone's been great, but just because of personal reasonings that was going on with myself. Just during the training process, having to be out, leaving on a Monday morning and not coming home till Friday. I've never honestly worked a job that was like that. When I got my trucking license, I ended up buying my own truck, and I was pretty much picking my own schedule because I didn't want to go over the road or have to be home only on weekends. So this whole week, I was really at a point in my mind where I was like, did I make the right decision coming here? And I kind of started doing some addition and some subtraction in my head, money wise, with training and stuff like that, and was wondering that even if in the long run, would it even be worth it with me coming on board here, even with me getting home every day or every other day. First thing I did this upcoming week when I came and I asked my trainer, I was like, hey, my man, this is week 3 now. How much longer do you think I'd be training for? He said, honestly, Nobie, I can see you being in your truck in the next 2 weeks, which would be a total of 5 weeks of training, which isn't a problem. I mean, everything takes time. But the other thing that came with that was there wasn't any trucks. I don't want to say there wasn't any trucks available, because there were trucks available, but they weren't road worthy yet. Those trucks would have to end up going through the shop and being PM'd and being checked, which could add it on another week or two. The guy that got trained before me, his truck actually was in the shop this whole week, and he ended up just staying home. And I believe during his home time, you only receive the breakdown pay, which I think is like $125 a day, which is pretty much what you're making during training. And I was like, I kind of started thinking about it. I was like, I really can't afford to be here for another 2 weeks. And then when I'm supposed to get on my own, there isn't a truck ready for me. And it just wasn't going to work for me financially. I mean, during the training process, you're paid, I think it's $125 a day, $625 a week, every 2-week period. You receive, I want to say $1,250. I'm not sure if that addition is right or not. $1,250 for the work that you do. And in addition to that, if you do work the minimum 50 hours, which the guaranteed pay requires, you will receive the difference to make it up to $2,300 for that 2-week period. I did work that guaranteed pay minimum, and I did end up receiving $2,300 for the training process. But during that time, I was kind of thinking, you know, I'm going through another pay period of training, possibly even 2, and I'm honestly not even going to be sure if I'm going to hit that 50 every time. So I was just kind of swaying away from the job, not necessarily because I don't like it, but just necessarily because just things wasn't adding up in my favor or in the favor of my family money-wise. So during the same time, a lot of you guys on the channel know that before I started here, I was working at a company called Wind River Environmental. It's pretty much a wastewater company. They process wastewater. They fix anything to do with septic tanks, anything to do with plumbing, anything to do with anything of that sort. They pretty much do it. And I was making pretty decent money there. I mean, I think every week, usually with some good overtime and a few late hours here and there, I gross anywhere from about $1,400 to maybe $1,700 every week. And, you know, to be going from that to, you know, $2,300 every 2 weeks, it's much of a big difference. So I started doing some snooping around online, and I ended up finding a local company that pretty much does the same thing that Wind River Environmental does, but just on a smaller scale, with a lot more benefits in my favor. One of the benefits is working a strict schedule, coming in at a certain time, leaving at a certain time. No emergencies, no on-calls, no weekend work. So I ended up getting an interview with the guy, and I ended up taking the position. The pay-wise, it works out to be more than the car hauling, probably now, but not in the long run. But it's best for me and my family right now. I'm home every day. I mean, I think it's Wednesday. No, it's Tuesday today, and I was home today at 4:10. You know, that's not going to happen pretty often working a job like United Road, but I'm still thankful for the opportunity to even be on board. When I told my trainer, because, you know, me and him had a one-on-one, he's like, yo, my trainer was such a cool guy, man. we were in the truck and I was telling him how I felt because, he was looking over at me. He was like, yo, Nobie, what's wrong, man? You seem kind of out of it this week. And I was just explaining to him everything with how I'm not sure if I made the right decision and, stuff of that sort. It was very, very encouraging. I mean, a lot of guys, when they train you, they're like, you cost the company money, you can't do that. But he was just a real guy. It's like, yo, at the end of the day, you got to do what's best for you and your family. Nobody can tell you, this is what you're supposed to do. Nobody can tell you that's what you're supposed to do. But you got to know what's best for you and your family, what's going to work. So when I texted him and let him know I wasn't coming back on board for the finish off my training, super supportive. He's like, yo, I completely understand, man. Best of luck with everything else that you do in life, man. You're a cool guy. And, I gave him his props. I thanked him for, everything he taught me, for spending time just to pour into me because, I mean, wisdom, guys, is something that you can't buy. And the fact that an elder wants to take the time out to pour wisdom into a young person like me, something I truly appreciate because that's something that you just can't walk into the store and put money in someone's hand and buy it. So truly, truly appreciate him. I thank him. I don't know if he's watching this video. I don't know if you found my channel. It's quite possible. But if you're watching, man, I truly appreciate you, my man. I thank you for everything that you taught me. So, just want to touch on the pay again, because I know a lot of people watching this video, you're thinking about going to United Road or, you're not too sure. But pay-wise, when you get good, when you get really nice at the job, I met a few guys in a couple yards I was talking to on the side that their trucks are grossing anywhere from about $9 to $12, $13, $14,000 a week. With these guys running from here to Virginia to South Carolina to Texas, these guys are putting on hours, and these guys aren't home every week. These guys might be doing a 34-hour reset out on the road in a hotel, but they're making the money. And these guys are saying that they're actually grossing, like this is what their check is grossing, is about $3,000, anywhere from $2,800 to $3,000, $3,500 every week, and that's what putting in the hours, putting in the miles. So guys, long story short, you can make bank. You can easily hit 100 grand, 120, 130 grand. I mean, I met a guy said he made 140 grand. You know what I mean? So you can make some bank doing car hauling, but you're not going to make that your first year. You're probably not even going to make that your second year. It's going to take some time to actually get your groove, find out what it is, your sweet spot, how you're going to do it, what routes work best for you, find a good dispatching team and all that good stuff. But it's possible, and people are out here doing it. So I'm just going to end off the video here. I truly thank you guys for watching. I know a lot of my subscribers, a lot of my, viewers that I have watching probably aren't going to follow much of my content anymore because it won't be car hauling. But I'll be sure to still pop up some content of what I'm actually doing now. I'm working more in the field now, installing, repairing, inspecting a lot of different tanks, a lot of different jobs that we do. I mean, we're on a job today. I haven't even been in a truck yet since I started this job. I was just on site today with the guys and installing a few different pipelines running from out on the road back to a drain field. So we're in the field, we're learning, we're doing our thing. I'll be sure to post some videos. Not sure if you guys are interested in stuff like that, but everyone has their itch. But like I said, I truly appreciate y'all for watching. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. I will catch y'all on the next one. Like every video, I just pray that y'all stay blessed, that y'all stay encouraged, and I pray that the Lord grants every single wish that your heart desires. Ha! Peace!